You ever have one of those days where you just want to come home, grab a cold beer, maybe float a bit in the pool and forget about the world for a while, only to find four strangers lounging in your backyard like they booked it on Airbnb? Yeah, that was the Tuesday everything changed for me. It was mid-August, the kind of heat where the pavement could fry eggs and tempers run short. I pulled into my driveway after another 12 hours behind a laptop doing remote coding work, and I was dead tired. Ever since Mom passed away 6 months earlier, this house had been quiet, too quiet. No more Rosa humming gospel in the kitchen, no more "Jared, baby, you home?" echoing down the hallway. Just me, some silence, and a whole lot of memories. We'd built that pool together. Well, paid someone to build it, and it wasn't just a place to swim. It was a piece of her dream, her joy. So imagine how fast my heart stopped when I walked into the backyard and saw Brenda. Yup, Brenda with her 3 suburban wine warrior girlfriends posted up like it was a country club. Beach chairs, speakers, empty mimosa bottles, laughing like they owned the place. And that's when it started. "Get out of this pool right now, you dirty black man," she said, without even flinching. Just straight up spit that hate like it was nothing. And I stood there, frozen, watching 4 women on my property, drinking on my furniture, treating me like I was trespassing in my own life. Now Brenda, real name Brenda Kessler, is the self-appointed head of our HOA. Not elected, not voted, just decided. Ever since the last president left under what she called unfortunate circumstances, she's been ruling this neighborhood like a petty tyrant. And rumor had it, 12 families had already sold and vanished since she stepped in. All of them minorities. I hadn't wanted to believe it, but that moment by the pool, that flipped the switch. I kept my cool. I asked her, politely, like my mom taught me, to gather her things and leave. She looked up over her sunglasses and gave me the kind of smirk you only see on people who've never been told no. "Sweetheart," she said, voice dripping with condescension, "this is a community pool now, designated by the HOA. You can check the regulations if you want." Her friends giggled like they were at a garden party. I pulled out my phone, showed her the deed, the permit, the whole 9 yards. She waved it off like it was a coupon at the wrong store. "Oh, honey," she said, "you must be new to how HOA regulations work." That knot started forming in my chest. The same one from childhood when store clerks would trail behind me like I was going to pocket a pack of gum. But this time, I wasn't a kid. I wasn't powerless. I'd made a promise to Mom to protect this house, and I wasn't about to break it for anyone, especially not a wine-soaked suburban overlord with a Bluetooth speaker and a superiority complex. I warned her, "If you don't leave, I'll have to call the police." She smiled. "Oh, darling, no need. I'm already calling them." And just like that, I was the aggressive black man threatening 4 white women at a pool. Her call to 911 was pure theater. Tears in her voice, claiming I was being hostile, inappropriate, dangerous. I hit record on my phone. I knew what this was, and I knew I'd need proof. 15 minutes later, Detective Alice Nguyen pulled up. Sharp eyes, calm demeanor, the kind who doesn't miss much. Brenda and her crew had arranged themselves like a still-life painting of suburban victimhood, clutching their phones, whispering like survivors of some imagined trauma. I played the recording. Brenda's voice, crystal clear. "You people move into nice neighborhoods and start causing problems." The detective's eyes narrowed. Then came the lies. Brenda claimed I'd made threats. Her friends added color commentary. He was predatory. We felt unsafe. He looked at us funny. But the audio? It told another story. And for once, truth had better timing than hate. Detective Nguyen took her notes, inspected my documents, and asked Brenda for proof she was actually president of the HOA. Brenda fumbled, produced some half-baked letterhead with no signature, no vote, just a stamp. Meanwhile, my files? Bulletproof. Permits, deeds, HOA bylaws that clearly stated private pools weren't shared resources. And that's when Brenda slipped. "We've been using this pool for weeks," she said, like that excused everything. Nguyen's voice turned cold. "Ma'am, the issue isn't frequency, it's legality." Brenda fired back with, "He's targeting us because we're women." Yeah, that was her angle now. Nguyen wasn't buying it. She told them to pack up and leave. As Brenda stormed off, she hissed at me, "You have no idea what you've started." But see, I did. That night, I started digging. Emails, public records, and I wasn't alone. A man named Anthony Bell, who lived 2 blocks over, showed up at my door the next morning with his granddaughter and a folder. "She came after us, too," he said. "Filed complaints about our backyard grill, our car, even told my little Emma she was too loud to be civilized." Emma, 8 years old, wide-eyed, sweet. That broke me. Anthony handed me voice recordings from HOA meetings. Brenda was on tape saying, "We need to maintain the character of this neighborhood. Some of these newer folks don't understand what we've built here." I connected the dots. 12 families, all non-white, all quietly harassed until they packed up and left. And Brenda? She wasn't just racist, she was surgical about it. Strategic, cold, calculated. Then came Tommy, local security tech. He'd installed cameras for half the neighborhood. Showed me footage of Brenda planting trash in people's yards, snapping photos as evidence, even timing complaints to coincide with family gatherings and religious holidays. She was manufacturing violations like it was a game. It all came to a head at the emergency HOA meeting. Brenda, still riding her delusions, came in with a folder of complaints against me, claimed I was a threat to the community, painted herself as a martyr. And then I played the tape. Her voice echoed through the room. "You people, 12 families, you could have heard a pin drop." Then Tommy rolled the footage. Brenda placing trash, digging through people's recycling. Little Emma's mom stood up, said Brenda told her daughter, "Little black girls shouldn't be loud around civilized people." That was the moment it snapped. Brenda lost it, screamed about how we were turning the neighborhood into a ghetto. Her last mask dropped right there on the floor. Then her ex-husband walked in with legal papers, restraining order, fraud charges, proof she'd never been HOA president in the first place. 43-3, Brenda was voted out. Even her friends bailed. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. 3 nights later, 3:17 a.m., my phone blew up with security alerts. Live feed showed Brenda in my backyard. Dark clothes, containers of bleach and acid, pouring them into the pool, mumbling, "If I can't use it, nobody will." I called 911 and Anthony. By the time Detective Nguyen arrived, Brenda was knee-deep in poisoned water, hurling my patio furniture and swinging a shovel at the pool lights. It wasn't just vandalism, it was a full-blown mental breakdown. She screamed about losing her baby, her husband, her career, and then she pointed at me. "You moved in, and everything changed." As the officers restrained her, all I could feel was pity. She wasn't just hateful, she was broken. But that didn't make her any less dangerous. In court, she was charged with harassment, fraud, hate crimes, assault, and destruction of property. Her lawyer revealed she'd been diagnosed with PTSD and depression tied to her miscarriage and divorce. I gave my victim impact statement. I told the truth. What she did was wrong. It hurt real people. But I also said this: if she was willing to do the work to change, I'd support a reduced sentence with mandatory therapy and community service. She got 12 months in prison, 3 years probation, and 500 hours of service in fair housing education. Plus, letters of apology to every family she hurt. 6 months later, 8 of those 12 families moved back. We reformed the HOA. Anthony's now president. I'm vice. We opened the pool, Mom's Pool, to the whole community. Renamed the Rosa Washington Community Pool. Every Saturday, we hold Unity cookouts. Kids of every shade splash and laugh. And sometimes, Emma runs up and asks, "Mr. Jared, are you a superhero?" I laugh and say, "Nah, kid, I'm just a guy who decided not to move." And maybe that's the moral here. Racism doesn't always wear hoods or wave flags. Sometimes it shows up with a clipboard, a fake HOA title, and a mimosa in hand. But if you document the truth, stand your ground, and refuse to be pushed out, you can take back your community. You can